Hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive, and today we're taking a closer look at Joint Genesis. This joint health supplement really caught my attention with its unique approach. Well, honestly, I gotta admit, I was kind of hooked by this story about Yuzurihara. It's a village in Japan where a lot of the older residents have incredible joint flexibility. We're talking farming, squatting, bending for hours, and they experience almost no joint pain. What's their secret?
It seems like a big part of it is a molecule called hyaluronan. It plays an essential role in keeping our joints healthy. You can think of it as a super lubricant. It keeps everything moving smoothly.
So like oil in a well-oiled machine.
Exactly. It helps reduce friction and wear and tear. It's a major component of synovial fluid, that thick liquid that cushions our joints. You know, without enough hyaluronan, our joints would start to feel stiff and creaky.
Okay, so that makes sense. But why do these folks in Yuzurihara seem to be immune to that?
This is where it gets interesting. Their diet is rich in satsumaimo. It's a type of purple sweet potato. And research suggests that satsumaimo might actually help maintain those hyaluronan levels even as we age.
Wow. So that could be the key to their impressive joint health. So that brings us to Joint Genesis, right? A supplement designed to replenish hyaluronan. But there are so many joint supplements out there. What makes Joint Genesis stand out from the crowd?
One of the major things that sets it apart is Mobily. It's a patented and clinically tested form of hyaluronan. Studies have shown that Mobily can actually increase hyaluronan levels in the joints by as much as tenfold.
Tenfold? That's incredible. But do we have evidence that this translates into real benefits for people?
There was a 6-month study where participants took Mobily daily, and the results were pretty amazing. Their joint comfort steadily improved throughout the entire study. It wasn't a quick fix, but the improvement was gradual and consistent over time.
So it's more about long-term joint health rather than a temporary solution. Which makes sense considering how we naturally lose hyaluronan as we age. Now, I know Mobily isn't the only ingredient in Joint Genesis, right?
Right. You're absolutely correct. There are other supporting ingredients that work in synergy with Mobily. One of those is French maritime pine bark, which is a very potent antioxidant.
Antioxidants, we hear that term a lot. But how do they actually benefit our joints?
Well, inflammation is a major contributor to joint pain. Antioxidants like French maritime pine bark help to neutralize these harmful free radicals that contribute to inflammation, especially in the synovial fluid.
I see. So it's like attacking the problem from two sides, replenishing hyaluronan for lubrication and tackling inflammation right at the source. Clever approach. So what other ingredients can we find in the formula?
There's also ginger root. It's a natural anti-inflammatory that has a long history of use for soothing joint pain. And then we have Boswellia serrata. Research suggests that it can further help support a healthy inflammatory response.
Oh yeah, I've heard of Boswellia being used for conditions like arthritis. Good to know it's included here. Now you mentioned that all these ingredients work together. Is there anything in the formula that helps them work even better?
Absolutely. They've included bioperine. It's a natural compound extracted from black pepper.
Black pepper in a joint supplement. That's not something I would have expected. What role does it play?
Bioperine actually enhances the absorption of the other ingredients, so it ensures that your body can effectively utilize them to their full potential.
That's a great addition. So we've talked about the science behind the ingredients, but what about the real-world impact? Have you come across any stories about how people are experiencing Joint Genesis?
Oh, there are some pretty amazing testimonials out there. Like Dave Sherman from Arizona, he shared that he's finally able to play his guitar again after years of dealing with stiff fingers.
That's fantastic. Music can be such a powerful form of self-expression. It's wonderful that he's been able to reconnect with that passion. Any other stories that particularly stand out to you?
There's Mary Mazur in Michigan. She says her power walking sessions have become a lot more enjoyable. And then there's Pat Arola in Florida. He's thrilled to be back to enjoying long walks and swimming, activities he thought he'd have to give up because of his joint issues.
It's so encouraging to hear how people are getting back to the activities they love. But I'm sure some people listening might be thinking, will this work for me? What makes Joint Genesis different from all the other joint support products I've tried that haven't worked?
That's a very valid question. You see a lot of formulas out there just try to mask the symptoms. But Joint Genesis is different because it aims to tackle the root cause of the problem, the loss of hyaluronan. By replenishing those levels, it's supporting your joint's natural ability to move smoothly and comfortably.
Right. And what about that unique combination of Mobily and French maritime pine bark?
That's another key differentiator. You rarely find these two ingredients together in other formulas, and they stand behind their product with a very strong guarantee.
Oh, tell me more about that.
They offer a 180-day empty bottle satisfaction guarantee. You can try it for 6 months completely risk-free. It really shows how confident they are in their product.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, we focused a lot on joint genesis, but are there any other things people can do to keep their joints healthy?
Well, maintaining a healthy weight is crucial. Excess weight puts a lot of strain on the joints, and staying active is key even if it's gentle exercise like walking or swimming. It helps to keep the joints lubricated and flexible.
So it's all about supporting our bodies from the inside out. Now, for those who are interested in giving joint genesis a try, how do they go about getting it?
It's available exclusively online, and they have a few different package options to choose from. You can get a 1-month supply, a 3-month supply, or a 6-month supply.
So there's some flexibility there. Are there any benefits to going for the larger packages?
Actually, yes. The 3-month and 6-month packages come with some free bonuses. You get ebooks with recipes for joint-supporting smoothies and tips for maintaining youthful joints. Well,
Nice. Bonuses are always a good thing. And just to clarify, it's a one-time purchase, right? No need to worry about any recurring subscriptions.
that's right. You order what you need, and that's it.
Awesome. Okay, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to touch on quality and safety. Can you tell us a bit about the manufacturing process for joint genesis?
Absolutely. They take manufacturing very seriously. It's produced in a state-of-the-art FDA-inspected facility right here in the USA, and they follow all CGMP standards, so you can be sure you're getting a high-quality product.
That's definitely reassuring.
Yeah.
What about people with allergies? Does joint genesis contain any common allergens?
Not at all. It's free of gluten, dairy nuts, soy, and GMOs. They've also made sure it doesn't contain any DPAs. They really aim to make it accessible to a wide range of people.
That's great. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today. The science behind joint genesis, its ingredients, real user experiences, purchasing options, and their commitment to quality. This whole exploration of hyaluronan has really got me thinking. We've been discussing how crucial it is for our joints.
Right.
And how joint genesis helps to replenish those levels.
Yes.
But I can't help but wonder, could increasing hyaluronan levels actually have benefits that go beyond just our joints?
Now, that's a fascinating question, and it's something that researchers are actually exploring right now.
Oh, really? Tell me more.
Well, it turns out that hyaluronan isn't only found in our joints. It's also a key component of our skin, our eyes, and even our connective tissues. So it's possible that increasing hyaluronan levels could potentially have positive effects on those areas as well.
So things like wrinkles or dry eyes.
Potentially. There's some early research that suggests that hyaluronan supplements might help improve skin hydration and reduce those fine lines.
Interesting. What about the eyes?
Well, hyaluronan is naturally present in the fluids of our eyes. It helps with lubrication and maintaining moisture. So theoretically, having higher levels of hyaluronan could mean less dryness and irritation.
That makes sense. In fact, didn't you mention earlier that there are already eye drops that contain hyaluronan to help with dry eyes?
Yes, exactly. So it seems like this one molecule could be a key to feeling younger and more comfortable, both inside and out.
That's a great way to put it. It's amazing to think about how interconnected our bodies are and how supporting one area like our joints could potentially have positive ripple effects throughout our entire system.
Absolutely. It highlights how important it is to take a holistic approach to our health. We need to look at the bigger picture and understand how these different systems are interconnected.
Couldn't agree more.
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
It does. But for now, let's circle back to joint genesis specifically.
It's good.
We've talked about all the potential benefits, but are there any downsides or risks that people should know about before they try it?
That's a really important question to ask whenever you're thinking about taking any new supplement.
Right. Always better to be safe than sorry.
Based on the research I've seen, joint genesis seems to be pretty well tolerated.
That's good.
Of course, everybody's different. And there's always a chance that someone could have a specific sensitivity to one of the ingredients.
So it's always a good idea to listen to your body and maybe even talk to your doctor before starting any new supplement.
Absolutely. It's best to have those conversations and make informed decisions about your health.
Now, you mentioned earlier that joint genesis is only available online.
That's right.
And I know some people might be a little hesitant about that,
Yeah, I can see why.
especially when it comes to quality control. So how can people be sure they're getting the real deal and that it's been manufactured safely?
Well, the fact that it's made in an FDA-inspected facility here in the U.S., following those CGMP standards, is a big sign that they're committed to quality.
Those are some pretty strict standards. Yeah.
They are. It means they have really strict procedures in place
Yeah.
to make sure that the product is pure, potent, and safe.
That's good to know.
And don't forget, they also offer that 180-day money-back guarantee.
That's true. People can really try it out and see if it works for them without any risk.
Exactly.
This has been such an eye-opening deep dive.
I agree.
I feel like I've learned so much about hyaluronan, its importance for joint health, and all the other potential benefits beyond that.
That's great to hear. It's amazing how much we can learn, even about something we think we already know, like joint health.
It really is.
It just goes to show that there's always something new to discover.
Our bodies are amazing. I think this deep dive has definitely sparked a lot of curiosity in our listeners. So before we move on, is there anything else you want to share about joint health or hyaluronan? Anything you think our listeners should keep in mind as they continue to learn about this topic?
You know what I would say? Don't be afraid to really take charge of your own health.
I love it.
Ask questions, do your research, and don't settle for easy answers. Our bodies are complex and incredible, and we're still learning so much about how they work.
You're absolutely right. And it's never too late to start prioritizing your health and well-being, whether that's trying a new supplement like Joint Genesis, making changes to your lifestyle, or just staying curious about the latest health research.
Well said.
I think that's such an important message.
It really is.
We have more power than we sometimes realize.
Exactly. And that's why I'm so glad we do these deep dives. They equip people with the knowledge to take control of their own health decisions.
I couldn't agree more. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us today and guiding us through this fascinating world of joint genesis and, of course, the amazing potential of hyaluronan.
It's been my pleasure.
You've shared so many incredible insights, and I know our listeners are walking away with a lot to think about.
I hope so. And I encourage everyone to keep that curiosity alive. Our bodies are truly amazing. There's always something new to learn and discover about how they work.
Absolutely. And to all our listeners out there, we hope this deep dive has left you feeling informed and empowered, ready to take charge of your joint health and to explore all those exciting possibilities ahead. Keep diving deep, everyone, and we'll see you next time.